I've been on the road a lot this summer. I've been working on all kinds of different projects, watching people build historic buildings, and traveling and talking to a lot of different people, watching people use period tools. And of course, we've been working on our projects here ourselves and spending a lot of time with the tools and out in the woods and chopping wood and in the kitchen cooking period food. And it's been so enjoyable. But every time I go back into history and do these things, and then I have to pop back into modern life, I have to do this complete reset. It force me to realize basically how easy we really have it. I like to complain a lot about what life is like and how hard it is for me, for whatever that is. Maybe I don't say it out loud, but I think it in my mind. Boy, this is really difficult. It's nothing. We live such easy lives compared to folks 200 and 300 years ago. I do a lot of reading in the journals, and those readings are also a whole different facet of that. It's one thing to sit down and try, carving a bowl or whatever that is, right? And you're using period tools, and you realize, but this is going to take me a long time. If I had a power tool, it would be really easy, or I could just go to the store and get something really inexpensive made at a factory someplace. But it's another thing, again, to actually go into a period journal or book, written not as a story, not as fiction, but as a retelling of someone's real life experiences. So maybe the memoirs of Joseph Plum Martin, the Revolutionary War soldier. Excellent book. The Bark-Covered House by Nolan, or The Backwoods of Canada. Or maybe something like 2 Years Before the Mast, where Dana talks about life as a sailor in the early 19th century. All those are excellent books written by people that lived life in that time period and telling us about what that life was really like. It really helps kind of readjust my thinking about what my life is really like and how easy I have it. How very, very blessed I am by all the things that I have available to me. Inexpensive clothes, as much food as I really ever want, traveling as far as I'd like to go, interacting with thousands of people. Really, it's such a wonderful life that we have today that it is just indescribable when we compare ourselves. And boy, that's what we really need to do, right? Compare ourselves not with our rich neighbor down the street or some magical future self where we live in some utopia and everything's perfect. Rather, we should be comparing ourselves with somebody living 200 years ago or 300 years ago and just how difficult it was. That's a complete reset. Maybe our problem today is that we've got too much, that we've got it too easy. It gives us too much time to do things we shouldn't be doing. I have no idea. But I do know that it's very helpful for me to go back into history, contemplate those things, or even do those things. That's a reset. If you get a chance, do that reset. Go and do something the old-fashioned method, right? The way they would have done it 200 or 300 years ago. Go into the kitchen and make it like they would have done it back then, or even better if you can go out and do it over a campfire. That's a reset. That is definitely a reset. Enjoy these books that we have available to us. They're really a treasure to dip into and read these words of people that were living 200 and 300 years ago, talking about their everyday life. I want to thank you for coming along today on this adventure, just thinking about what life was like back then and what life is like today. It is the best comparison so that we can really understand what our life is like today. Thank you for all your amazing support. Your comments keep me doing these things, right? Going out and working on these projects, reading these journals. You're the reason why I do that. So thank you for being there, for commenting and supporting us, sharing our videos, whatever you do. Thank you so much for that. And thanks for joining us today.